These are the video notes for financial literacy. With financial literacy problems, you'll be asked to find either how much interest is earned or what the new total account balance will be. And there's two types of interests. There's simple interest and there's compound interest. With simple interest, the formula that you can use is the interest earned will be equal to the principal times the interest rate times the time. I'm going to write that out here. The I, that's equal to the amount of interest. The P, that stands for the principal. And the principal is like the original account balance or the starting amount. Or the amount in the beginning. The R stands for the interest rate. And I'm also going to write in parentheses decimal, because whenever we use the interest rate in the formula, you have to convert it to a decimal. And the T stands for time. And usually the time is in years. Let's look at the first problem. Elizabeth puts $4,500 into a savings account that pays 4.5% simple annual interest. How much interest will she earn at the end of 4 years? From reading the problem, I see that this is a simple interest problem, so I know that I can use my simple interest formula. Writing out the formula is interest is equal to principal times interest rate times time. And now I know what to look for in the problem. I need to figure out, okay, what's the principal? The principal is how much there is in the account in the beginning, the starting amount. In this case, that's 4,500. So 4,500 is the principal. The interest rate is 4.5%. 4.5%, if I take, here, I'll do it here on the left. If I take 4.5% and I move the decimal 2 spaces to the left, like I'm dividing it by 100, it would be 0.045. So for R, I'm going to use 0.045. That's 4.5% as a decimal. T is the time in years, which is 4 years. So now I'm going to put all this together in the formula. Interest equals P times R times T. So 4,500 times 0.05, that's the interest rate, times the number of years, which is 4. And you can put all this in your calculator as one line, exactly as I wrote it. I'll do that too. 4,500 times 0.045 times 4. So the amount of interest that she will earn is $810. This problem asked me for how much interest, and that's what we found with I. You may have a problem that instead of asking you how much interest, it might ask you for the total account balance. So if you wanted to find the total balance, all you have to do is add the interest, which was $810, to the original principal. In this case, the starting amount was 4,500. So if I added those together, I would get $5,310. That's how much total money is in her account after the 4 years. What she started with plus how much interest she earned. Let's look at the next example. Nicholas deposits $1,250 into each of 2 savings accounts. Account A earns 3.75% interest, annual simple interest, and account B earns 3.75% interest compounded annually. What is the difference between the interest the 2 accounts will earn at the end of 5 years? In this problem, we have 2 different accounts. One earns simple interest and the other earns compound interest. So we're going to use 2 different formulas. And I will use a divider line in the middle here to keep my information separate. On the left, we'll do for account A. Account A is simple interest. So I'm going to use my simple interest formula. The principal amount is $1,250. That's how much starts in the account. The interest rate is 3.75%. As a decimal, that's 0.0375. Right, I move the decimal 2 spaces to the left and fill in the zeros. And time is 5 years, so that times 5. I'll put that into my calculator. 1,250 times 0.0375 times 5. $234.38. That's how much interest account A will earn. Now let's look at account B. Account B, I'll do here on the right. It's earning compound interest. So I'm going to use the formula for compound interest. So that's the account balance is equal to the principal times 1 plus the interest rate to the power of time. It's important to distinguish that this formula, it gives me the total account balance, not how much interest is earned, but we'll see how you can use that information. So let's fill in what we know. Account balance is equal to the principal, that's the same, that's 1,250, times 1 plus the interest rate, which was 3.75%. Turn that to a decimal, that's 0.0375, to the power of how many years? So it's 5 years, so I'm going to do to the power of 5, like that. And I'll enter this whole line into my calculator exactly as I wrote it right here. Remember to do to the power of 5 on your calculators, you want to look for this button. It looks like this on your calculators. That's how you do to the power of. So I'll put that in, 1,250, parentheses, so times 1 plus 0.0375, close parentheses, to the power of 5. So my account balance is equal to $1,502.62. But remember, we calculated the total account balance. And the problem is asking us for the difference between the interest that the 2 accounts earn. So I want to compare interest, not the total account balance. To find how much interest, I'm going to take the total account balance, which is $1,502.62, and subtract the original principal. which is $1,250. And this will tell me how much the account grew, which is how much interest was earned. So when I do that, $1,502.62 minus the original principal of $1,250, and I get $252.63. Now I have how much interest the second account earns. Now I can compare them two to find the difference. I'm going to subtract. And I will do that over here on the right. So we're going to find the difference. I'm going to subtract this interest amount with this interest amount. So 252.63 minus 234.38. Do that in my calculator. $18.25 is the difference between how much interest those two accounts will earn.